Do you binge eat? I got 5 tips to help you stop.
I got too tempted and had to have some of this. Oh, I'm such a bad person. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat this too. Might as well, 'cause I suck.
What's happening, weight loss warriors? It's C-Dub, and I'm back at it with 5 tips to help you stop binge eating. So, one of the main things I think led me to binge eating in my past is just being bored. Sitting around, watching some TV, getting into something that's not that fun. You're not tired. So it's like, well, what can I do? Well, you know what? I can go eat. So you get up and you go downstairs and you start to get in your kitchen and pick up some food, and one chip turns into a bag of chips, and it's happened to us all. And then you're like, oh well, I've eaten a bag of chips, might as well have some ice cream, and so forth and so on. So I think ultimately, if you get bored, you got to find something that can entertain you. What really helps a lot with me is drinking a bottle of water and getting up and going walking. There's nothing that sets my mind right more than being able to go on a walk. So if you get up and you walk for 30 minutes and think, and you let your mind go for a second, when you come back, you'll probably think of something to do. Maybe look at, oh, well, that one thing around the house that I needed to get done. I'm bored. I might as well go fix that door, or, order that whatever it is, that you needed in your house. So I think that boredom leads to binge eating. So find something to do. And if you don't have anything to do, go get some steps. All right. Then tip number 2 is, I think, the one that a lot of people get caught in: emotional eating. If you get upset, the answer is not to go to the kitchen. Okay? You can't do that. You got to figure out something you can do to rein in those emotions and not tie emotions with food. If you get angry, same thing. I don't even care if you're happy. We tie so much happiness to food. Somebody gets married, we have to eat. No matter what it is, birthday parties, what are we going to do? We're going to eat. So in our culture, we tie happiness to food too. So all of the emotions out of it. Eat because it fuels you with energy, not because you're upset, happy, sad, whatever the case is. Get the emotions out of your eating. Okay. The next thing I think happens to a lot of us is we have a small fail, so then we turn it into a binge eat. So you're at your nephew's birthday party, and you're going around and having a blast and a good time, and everybody's starts to eat the cake, and you shouldn't have cake. It's not in your window at the time, but they offer it. You have trouble saying no, so you eat the piece of cake. And then you're like, oh man, on the way home, you're like, I might as well just go buy Chick-fil-A. I've already messed up. I've already eaten a cake. My fasting window's ruined. Who cares? Let's just go throw another 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 calories in my face because I've messed up. That isn't the way to think. You got to stop and say, okay, I had a piece of cake. I'm a human being. It's okay. All right, I'm going to get back on the right track, and the rest of the day I'm going to wait till my window to get back into eating. Sure, I may have broken my fast, but it's not about the fast as much as it is about making sure I don't intake too many calories. And then when my fasting window happens, no, well, I had a piece of cake and that was 300, 400, 500 calories, so I'm going to shorten my meal a little bit, make up for the fact that I did it. And yes, you may not get all your benefits from the fast that day, but at least you didn't overeat. So understand that a small failure doesn't need to become a giant failure. You need to keep it into perspective. Okay? I think the next thing is the most important tip for me is don't restrict food. I think that it's very easy for us to say, you know what? I'm never going to eat ice cream again. Ice cream, not happening. Not going to do it. Don't need it, but it's my favorite food in the whole world, but I'm never going to eat it again. Okay? Well, that's a good, idea, because ice cream's not good for us, right? But on the other side of that, there's nothing wrong with having ice cream once in a while. So I can use the example of movie theater popcorn. I love movie theater popcorn. It's probably my all-time favorite food. So I went to the movies the other day and I didn't have any movie theater popcorn. Made it through the whole movie. It was good. It was fine. I didn't have any problems at all. But the next time I go, might make my window revolve around that movie theater trip so I can have some movie theater popcorn. Because the next time I just want to. And so I'll work it in and fit it. And that's okay. I know I'm never going to go the rest of my life without eating movie theater popcorn. It's not going to happen. So I know that I don't need it every single time, and I know that I don't need it every single day. So I think by not restricting it, not putting it on the never eat list, it makes me a winner there. So I think that some of you have specific diets that do restrict food, and maybe your favorite food is restricted. Let's just say you're a keto diet person. Well, pizza's restricted. So now you can't have, a regular pizza the way that we traditionally would. Well, figure out how to make it with cauliflower. Figure out how to make your pizza still fit into that frame of that diet. And then you can still have your pizza. And then, ultimately speaking, if you did have a slice of pizza here or there, it's not going to kill you as long as you get back on your plan. And so maybe even scheduling times, saying, you know what, I'm going to get through 7 days of this diet. I'm going to do everything right. And then for, the next day, I'm going to make sure I have a little spot in there so I can have a piece of pizza. I don't think that that's the wrong thing to do. I actually think it's the right thing to do. Don't totally block any one thing out of your diet. Okay, my last, final, and fifth tip is fast. And I know that goes back to, okay, well, that's what he's always going to say. But what I've learned most from my fasting is control. It is not so much as, control over calorie counting or this or it's that, but when you understand that you don't have to eat, I don't have to eat today. I don't have to eat tomorrow. I'm going to live. I'm going to be fine. My brain is going to function well. I'm going to have energy. It's okay. Once you figure that out, I think binge eating becomes less of a problem, because if you want to have that ice cream, you can narrow your window a little bit. Get a couple more hours of fasting benefit. And then the ice cream isn't so bad. Do those small things through fasting that can teach you how to handle those situations so that you can avoid binge eating. And then if you did accidentally binge eat one day and it just all went wrong, and you snuck when nobody was looking and you did some things, instead of having shame, increase a fast the next day. Now, that's not a healthy way to do it for the long term. And so I don't mean go binge and then fast 3 days and binge and fast 3 days and binge and fast 3 days. Obviously, that's going to do some serious damage to you. But if it's a once in a while thing, every 6 months you have a bad day, oh well, just increase your fast the next day. So I hope that you find these tips to be helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please comment down below, and please subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm out. Peace.